Dr. Alan Whitmore had been a practicing urologist for over 30 years. He had seen thousands of men pass through the doors of his clinic, some in perfect health, others struggling with the consequences of decisions made too late. Now, in his early 60s, he had become known not only for his clinical expertise, but for his blunt honesty and deep compassion for the aging population he served. One quiet Thursday evening, Doc Whitmore was preparing for a community seminar he held every month for senior men. It was a routine event, but this time he felt an urgency he hadn't before. Over the past year, he had noticed a troubling trend. More and more men over 60 were coming in with worsening prostate symptoms, despite no signs of advanced age-related disease. The culprit wasn't cancer or even genetics. It was a combination of habits, most of which revolved around what they were doing right before bedtime. That evening, as he stood before a small but attentive group of older men, he didn't open with the usual anatomical diagrams or dry medical jargon. He looked them squarely in the eyes and said, "Gentlemen, as a prostate doctor, I'm begging you, stop doing this one thing before bed. It's making your prostate worse, wrecking your sleep, and harming your quality of life." A murmur ran through the room. Phones were silenced, eyes fixed on him. "Stop drinking anything within 2 hours of bedtime," he said, "especially alcohol, tea, coffee, or so-called herbal sleep drinks that promise relaxation. They are sabotaging your prostate health." He paused, letting the weight of the statement settle in. "Now let me explain." He walked to the whiteboard and drew a simple diagram of the male urinary system. As we age, the prostate gland tends to enlarge. That's called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. It's not cancer, but it can feel just as life-disrupting. The enlarged prostate squeezes the urethra, making it hard to fully empty the bladder. When you drink late into the evening, especially diuretics like alcohol or caffeine, you fill your bladder just when your body is preparing for deep, restful sleep. Add an enlarged prostate to the mix, and you've got a recipe for constant nighttime urination, also known as nocturia. He looked around at the nodding heads. They understood the exhaustion of waking 2, 3, even 4 times a night. "But that's not all," he continued. "Frequent nighttime urination isn't just annoying. It fragments your sleep cycle. Poor sleep increases inflammation throughout your body, including in the prostate. That creates a feedback loop. Poor sleep, inflamed prostate, more urgency, more waking." A man in the front row raised his hand. "But I thought staying hydrated was good for the body. All the articles say to drink lots of water." "You're absolutely right," Dr. Whitmore said. "Hydration is essential, but timing matters. Drink your water throughout the day, but taper off after 6 or 7 p.m. Your kidneys keep working even while you sleep, but they'll have a lot less to process if you give them a head start. That alone can reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom." He then addressed another common misconception. "Some of you think a glass of wine or whiskey helps you sleep better. That's not true. Alcohol may help you fall asleep faster, but it ruins sleep quality, especially in the second half of the night. And worse, alcohol irritates the bladder lining and acts as a diuretic. It pulls more fluid into the bladder, triggering more urgency." There were murmurs of recognition around the room. Same goes for teas marketed as bedtime aids. Many contain ingredients like chamomile or valerian, but they're usually mixed with natural diuretics like hibiscus or lemon balm. Even decaffeinated green tea has enough of a diuretic effect to bother your bladder. He let that sink in. "Now, here's what you should do before bed." He wrote on the board. 1. Stop drinking fluids 2 hours before sleep. 2. Use the bathroom twice, once at the start of your routine and again right before bed. Elevate your legs for 30 minutes in the evening. This helps shift fluid that has pooled in your legs back into circulation so your kidneys can deal with it before you lie down. This reduces nighttime urine production. 4. Avoid salty snacks at night. Salt makes your body retain fluid during the day and dump it at night. It also raises blood pressure and worsens inflammation. 5. Stretch or walk gently before bed. Movement helps your lymphatic system and improves circulation, aiding fluid balance. A man near the back asked, "Doc, what about medications? I've been taking tamsulosin but still wake up twice a night." Dr. Whitmore nodded. "Good question. Medications like tamsulosin relax the muscles in the prostate and bladder neck, But they don't fix poor habits. They're a tool, not a cure. Many of my patients see a bigger improvement from lifestyle changes than from pills. And when both work together, then you've got real relief. He paused again, softening his tone. Look, I know many of you have dealt with sleepless nights, sudden urgency, even embarrassment in public. I've had men in tears in my office because they couldn't sit through their granddaughter's graduation or make it through a movie without rushing to the bathroom. It doesn't have to be that way. He looked out over the audience, the gray hair, the lined faces, the weariness. This one change, stopping fluid intake before bed, might sound small, but it's a hinge that swings a big door. It helps your bladder reset. It protects your prostate. It gives you sleep back. And with that comes energy, mental sharpness, and joy. Don't underestimate it. The room was silent for a moment. Then a man stood up slowly and clapped. One by one, the others followed. That night, Dr. Whitmore left the community center feeling lighter than he had in months. In the parking lot, he saw a group of the attendees chatting and laughing, openly sharing which nighttime habits they'd try to change. The ripple effect had begun. And in homes across the neighborhood that night, water glasses stayed on kitchen counters. No late-night teas, no beers by the TV, just peace and sleep and healing.